Hello people, I'm here with a battle on the Silence and the Fury patch between myself and Natwig, who is our contact person for the verified content creators, and he was nice enough to play a couple battles with me to try out the new units and get some content for YouTube, which I'm sure you're also interested in, otherwise you wouldn't be watching this. And yeah, we just sort of picked some of the new units and of course tried to make it proper army as well at the same time. And the Beastmen will be going up against the Lizardmen. I'm commanding the Beastmen, bring the Butchers of Kalkengard, just your standard line of spears, some Ungor Raiders, Doombull, Rage Shaman of the Wild with Traderkin, and Mighty Gorgon, which is probably my favorite unit of this DLC. It's just amazing. And yeah, some Harpies and a Feral Manticore were brought as well to deal with any Pterodons. And the Grog Hoofs of Wolfsrun, who are the new Centigore Regiment of Renown, are here with that poison range damage. And the regen, of course, which can be very useful when you're being belted by chameleons and things like that. Now, Nathan Natwig was being very clever. He had hidden his his army with his Oxyotl, and over here he had some units that naturally have stock as well. So Oxyotl is leading a bit of an ambush force of chameleon skinks. One thing he kind of struggled with was keeping the Oxyotl over all of his troops. So some of them did get revealed. Skink Oracle shoots a fireball at the Manticore, a bit slow on the dodge, and luckily the damage isn't too bad because it wasn't an overcast fireball. This is the sort of thing you can run into against the Lizardmen these days, guys. Bunch of stalked units. And then other units that are hiding thanks to the Oxyotl as well. Flock of Doom comes in, and a shot came in as well from the Skink Oracle, I think. Taking down some of my Centigores. And of course they can regenerate, but the dead don't regenerate. So that's a tough loss already. Those 3 models going down on that pretty expensive unit. You see a shot there from the Skink Oracle, pretty strong on the Harpies. Manticore actually rampages, and I was hoping it would rampage into the Oxyotl, but of course it dives down into the red-crested Skink, so pretty tough loss there already, just not the best use of my air force. And the main army is still moving up against these red-crested Skinks and Skink Horde. The infantry really isn't too strong, but it's still significant considering there's some Saurus, and well, my infantry is just Ungor spears basically. And there's a huge flank coming in at this point that I'm not aware of just yet. I probably could have guessed that this was not his whole army, but yeah, I didn't really scout, and it would have been really good if I could have scouted with the Harpies and been a bit more careful. But they kind of just rushed forward, as Beastmen do. Butchers of Kalkengard took a lot of damage. This Skink Oracle on the Troglodon really should not be underestimated. And there's no safe haven here for the Butchers of Kalkengard. I meant to retreat them, but instead they're just running into chameleon fire, and they're gonna have to turn the other way again. Harpies try to deal with the Oxyotl along with Regiment of Renowned Centigores, but I am managing to break through some of these Skinks at least. And the Doombull and Gorgon are starting to hunt down the Skink Oracle. One cool thing about the Gorgon is it's pretty fast, and once it starts charging, it's actually really difficult to get away from it. This guy has 79 speed, this Gorgon has 64, so yeah, with charge speed, he should be fast enough to catch this guy. A bit of a lag there in my orders, but Skink Oracle was trying to turn around and fire instead of running away as it probably should have. And I can see how it was tempting to shoot at my Lord or Gorgon there. So they're continuing to hunt this Oracle down, and that's sort of the only thing that's going really well for me right now. I guess the mainline fight went alright, but yeah, just that flank by Nathan was just really good. Just shooting into the back of all of these units. And yeah, hunting down the routing units as well. At this point I'm just sending whatever shielded units I have left into these guys, hoping to use up some of their ammo and basically making the Gorgon and the Doombull my win condition. Because if he's out of ammo, we might have a lot of trouble dealing with them, is what I kind of figured. But they still have a lot of ammo. Chameleon Skinks nerfed a little bit this patch with a plus 50 gold increase. But they still have a lot of ammo. They can still do a lot of damage. Witches of Kalkengard, yeah, they were just not used too well by me. Just lost a lot of models early and didn't get that much chance to regenerate. Some units on the right side here are regenerating. I'm just sending them into the fray. Sort of weird how the battle has gone. I got ambushed, then I just kind of pushed through, and now I'm having to turn around, and we sort of switched places. Yeah, this unit of Centigores is still looking pretty strong and slowly regenerating. Not right now because they've regenerated up to their max health. Yeah, it's very nice as Beastmen who don't have access to traditional healing to have some units that give you more sustain, like the Gorgon and like these Regiment of Renowned Centigores. And of course the Butchers of Kalkengard, but you really have to manage not losing too many models on them to make it count. Yeah, the Gorgon is looking strong, the Doombull is looking strong. Oxyotl can still do a lot of damage to these single entities. He really shouldn't be underestimated. Yeah, right now these single entities, Grey Shaman as well on his chariot, are pretty powerful. And man, that spinning attack is just amazing. Just a blender of death cutting through those kicks. Yeah, the Chameleon Stalkers, I'm currently not too sure about them. They have pretty low melee attack. They only have 2 ammo, so I wonder how they're really going to get their damage in. Of course, ambushes are a thing, but they don't exactly come cheap. Okay, that completely missed. I'm not sure what role they will find. Currently, I'm not too impressed with them, but it's too early to really judge them. For sure. Alien Stalkers, they're trying to get to these single entities to slow them down. I figure I have to take down Oxyotl because if you let him at it, he's going to kill most of the single entities by spending most of his ammo. Of course, we can't let that happen. And he's not a helpless character in melee, but I don't think there's any character in this game that's going to survive getting ganked by a Gorgon, a Grey Shaman, and a Doombull at the same time. It's the kind of thing even Kolek Sun Eater or Mazda Mundi would fall to. Yeah. Chameleon Skinks still using their ammo on the Gorgon here. Centigores are coming in to try and zone them out. Soak some of that ammo. And see if they take some damage before they start losing models, so they can actually regen a decent amount. Now that they're wounded, I'm trying to pull them back before I lose too many models on them, so that I can really make use of that regen. I just have to keep these guys busy while I deal with Oxyotl, basically. And there we go. Oxyotl dies. The Chameleons will probably rout shortly after that. They're also kind of running low on ammo. So once again, single entities carry the day. The Troglodon was not able to really do enough as it got hunted down, but yeah, really surprising and good play there, just using those 2 stalked forces to sandwich my army. I really thought at first, especially with how I played my air forces, that wasn't going to work out, but getting a lot of value on that Skink Oracle was really what did it. You can see the Gorgon just did a lot. And the Manticore, despite, you know, how badly I used it at the start, actually still did pretty well. These Centigores were kind of the unsung heroes of that battle, I suppose you could say. And yeah, the Grey Shaman with his spells. The Lore of the Wild got pretty scary, to be honest. Like the Traitorkin especially, seems to do so much damage. And the Doombull, basically Walmart, Taurox, shouldn't be underestimated either. Oxyotl didn't get much damage in. Skink Oracle actually did, despite getting killed relatively early. He got a lot of damage with his shots and his spells. Chameleon Stalkers, I'm not super convinced about them. Other units did fine, for the most part. Koala kind of struggling to get its value there though. But yeah, good game. Nathan, I will post the second game I played against him on the channel as well, so see you in the next video.